Hello, there you go. Let me see if I can see it on here. Okay, I see I'm going live on there. Oh, there you go. Now I'm starting to see people on there. Okay, there you go. Hello, hello, hello. I'm trying to see if I can see it on here. There you go. There you go. I have a couple of people joining. Thank you so much for joining. So come on right in. There you go. I'm trying to log into my other one as well so that I can see you guys on two. Trying to log onto my iPad and see who's there because I can't really see it on here. Let me go on here, on there. Okay, I'm gonna give some people a couple minutes to log on so that they can see me. Whew. Oh, I see more people are logging in. Good, good, good. Hello, hello, hello. Hi. I see Lisa. Oh, I see a lot of people. There you go. Hi, guys. I'm trying to see if I can log onto my, there you go. Hi, I see you guys logging on. I'm going to give it about 5 minutes. Hey, lovely. Hi, Halima. Hi, Lisa. I see you guys. Thank you for joining me. Thank you guys. Hi, Shakia. I see so many of you guys logging on. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Hi, Shawnee. Hey, Jay. I see a lot of you guys logging in. Very good, very good. Hi, lovely. Let me see. Hi, Donnie. I'm glad you want to hear, actually. Hey, Shawnee. There you go. Let me see who else. I'm seeing so many of you guys logging on. Hey, Carlin. Hey. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Hey, Sonia. Hey, Carlin. So keep logging on, guys. I see you guys are logging in. Hi, Karen. Donnie said, tell her I say hello. I don't know why I can't. Okay. I don't know why my iPad is giving me problems, not letting me log on to my other page. See who's logging on. Thank you guys so much. I truly appreciate you guys logging on. I see. Yes, keep logging in, guys. I'm trying to see if I can log onto my my other page so I can log on here as well. Thank you so much, you guys, for coming on to here. I really appreciate it. I know with COVID, we can't do anything in person, but we can definitely do definitely do live on Facebook. So I'm grateful. I have to say that God definitely give us the opportunity to be able to do this. So I am all for it. Thank you guys for logging in. I noticed. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, so I will start in like 1 minute, just giving a couple more people about a minute or so to join in. And I am grateful that so many of you guys have the opportunity to come and join me here. So I'm going to be looking at a little bit sideways as well because I want to see, I'm actually watching myself on here. So any kind of questions or comment that you guys have, I want to be able to hear it. Okay. I want to be able to see the comments. So if you guys have any questions, hi Carlos. So thank you again. So we're gonna start. Thank you again, you guys, for joining in. It has been a journey for me to even get here. So there's so many people that I know that I would have to say a lot of thank yous to who are actually on this page right now, and I am grateful to see everyone on this page. So I am, first of all, I want to say thank you to God because without him, I couldn't do what I do. And second of all, I want to say thank you to actually Donnie Hill and Shamira Hill, who are the DG of the, at the bottom. They are their company, DG Self-Publishing is the one who actually illustrated and edited the book for me. So for that, I am grateful. Please check them out. So Donnie, if you can actually put in the link for your Facebook page on there, that would be great if you have an opportunity to do that. So please take Shamira for me as well, because you guys did an excellent job. They're the one who, any of the illustration on here, it was them. It was definitely collaborative work. So I am definitely grateful for that. For those of you who don't know me, I think not everyone on this page know me right now, but I was born and raised in Haiti. I came here when I was 10 years old, and it definitely was a journey to get to where I am now. And my parents came here like typical, to, for a better life for their children. And I went to, after high school, I went to college and I earned my degree in economics. But then back in 08, 09, the economy went, kaput. So I ended up getting laid off from my job. I was working in an accounting firm. And then so I went back to school. And I decided to get my degree in early childhood education. I know for many years people kept saying, go into education. I was like, no, teachers don't make money. I don't want to go into education. But this is where I am now. I have been teaching for about 9 years. I teach special education, kindergarten and first, which I absolutely love. All my children are on the spectrum. And there's a lot of what they go through, that feeling, that emotion that I have in the book as well, even though it's more for bilingual. But however, there's a lot of different, there are lots of different reasons why somebody will use the book as well. This could be more of a stepping stone to many different type of conversations. And I feel like so many people can relate, not only to the, not speaking English, emergent bilingual side, but also to the emotions that kids will feel towards others when they're having difficult times in the classroom. This book was meant for anyone, for whether school age or even adults or teachers or any educator can actually benefit from this, because it's out there to really teach a lot, not only for the students to learn, but also for the adult to learn as well. I have had many comments from adults about their experiences and how similar that their experiences are from the character in the book. For those of you who don't know, the character's name, the two main characters, Georgette and Arnold, are actually my late mom and dad. This is my mom and dad. I think the light is like really bad, but that's my late mom and dad. That's their, they're both deceased, but that's just a way for me to honor them. So I actually put their names on there. I actually sat on this story for about 5 years before I was able to get on there and like, you know what, this is what I need to do. And I feel like God kind of put it in the right time for me to put it out there. The story is, it's an important one. I feel like it is one of those, I'm looking down because I actually put some notes down. It's actually, there's some voices of children that needs to be heard. I know that when I first came here in '89, I know I'm dating myself, I was 10 years old, and I was placed in a classroom where everyone spoke English. No one spoke my language. The teacher did not speak my language. And it was very challenging. It was very difficult. And unfortunately, even till today, we're still having a lot of the same difficulties. A lot of those kids that are in a classroom where the teacher does not speak their language. And a lot of the time, the other students don't speak their languages either, which makes it very challenging. And it's not just in New York City, it's all over, you know, where children are new, they're emergent bilinguals. And unfortunately, I feel like the education system in New York, if once the children are in a bilingual class, a lot of the time, if it's not a dual language class, what ends up happening is they're switching one language for the other. Because even though it says bilingual, which means that you're learning two languages, unfortunately, the way it is set up, it's more of they are kind of putting aside their own languages and then learning English, which means they're just switching one language for the other. They're not really being bilingual. That's why a lot of kids who they grew up and then they don't even speak their native language anymore. All they speak is English, because even though they say it was a bilingual class, unfortunately, it was more of a let me teach you English, not necessarily a dual language class where they're actually learning their native language in conjunction with the English language. So, but this book, in a nutshell, it's like I really want the kids to really experience like this, what they all need to do in terms of to really be there for each other, to understand their peers, to get a little bit of an insight on what their peers, their emerging bilingual peers go through. I know children, they're very egotistical, you know, by nature, especially around that age, because this is the age where children are learning to be social. They're learning to be more, they become socially aware, they become more self-aware. So therefore, giving them an insight about their peers is a great opportunity for them, so that they will be a little more well-rounded. Because I know for me, if I had more of kids in the classroom at the time who spoke my language, it would make life a lot more easier for me. Because unfortunately, with the teacher who only spoke English and the students who only spoke English, I sat in that class for many months just being confused. You know, sitting there trying to figure out, okay, what the teacher wrote on this side means I have to copy it in my notebook. What the teacher wrote on that side means this is for me to take, homework. And that's what I did. And for many months, I'm learning little words here, little words there, but I didn't have a voice in the classroom. And I feel like I want this to be more of a voice for our kids as well, because I know for me, because I went through it, I understand it. It's a little bit of my story messing with some other stuff, because I know there's a lot of stories that other kids actually went through. And it's not easy. It definitely was not easy, because I have learned that, each and every day is a new day. And each and every one of us, we have to learn to be a little more, to be more acceptance of diversity, not only diversity in culture, but in language. Because I know a lot of people are like, speak English. But it's great to have multiple languages. If we all were the same, where would we be? We all be like robots, just, walking around. But that's not who we are. We were created to be different, and that's okay. And I want children to understand that different doesn't mean bad. And I think, unfortunately, a lot of the time in those classrooms, children don't see it that way. They see different as being bad. But, and then if you're not like me, then you're not right. So I think it's a way teachers can use this book as a way to really bridge the gap of I'm better and you're not. So that way they could find a way to really bridge the gap between our kids, especially our emerging bilinguals, is very scary. I think people who've never been in a situation, it's hard for people to understand. If you've ever traveled outside of the US and you go to a different country where you don't speak the language, then you will have a little bit of an understanding where you're like, okay, I need to ask this question, but wait a minute, how do you say this? How do you say that? Imagine going through this every day while you're in classroom, or the teacher's talking and you're looking at them like, I have no idea what you're saying. And unfortunately, a lot of our children go through this on a daily basis, and they're labeled. They're labeled as lazy. I think a lot of teachers, after like few weeks or a few months, they kind of expect the children to almost be fluent, or at least be able to have certain conversations. Not every children learn the same way. Not every children learn at the same speed. And therefore I really want for the teachers, the educators, to be able to have the opportunity to be like, hey, listen, let's read this together. Let's have the conversation. Let's sit down and let's really try to figure things out. Because even if you don't have children who are emerging bilinguals in your classroom, there might be a point where those children will come in contact with someone who is an emergent bilingual, who might not speak English very well. I cannot tell you how many times, even now, after being here 30 years, how many times I've butchered words. Or I'm like, wait, how do you say this again? And I'm trying to, because when you speak multiple languages, sometimes you sit there, you're trying to figure out, okay, wait, how do you say this? Wait, how do you say that again? And you try to figure it out and you can't figure it out. So it could be very, very difficult and very, very challenging. So I think having the discussion, whether in the home, because you could definitely use this in the home as well, whether at home or in the classroom, or if you are homeschooling, in whatever group setting that you decide to have, however way you decide to have it, it is really, really beneficial. And I'm not saying it to be, hey, I want to sell my book, but this is definitely something that our kids needs to learn about. I feel like there's too many times. I know this actually because I'm seeing a lot of people actually signing in who are teachers, and I know they are teachers, so therefore they would know how challenging and difficult it is being in the classroom. Where even I, as a teacher, I've had students where I'm just like, I have no idea what they're saying because they're new to the country, and I am in the classroom, so I'm a little more sensitive to it because I've been through it. So I learned to have that patience that I need in order for me to work with a child who I don't speak their language. So I want them to be as comfortable as possible. Mm-hmm. And the same thing with their parents. Sometimes I deal with parents who barely speaks any English. I'm not going to try to be impatient because, again, my parents went through it. I remember by the time I was 12 years old, I've been here 2 years, I was the one translating for my parents. And it is challenging. It was challenging. So imagine some parents who are so afraid to really stand up for their children, to really be the advocate for their children because of the language barrier. So as teachers, again, we can use this to help our children and in turn help the parents. Because trust me, you teach the parent, you also teaching the child. So that's why I really encourage you guys to really have the opportunity to read the book. I want the adults and the children to read the book, not just the children, but the adults as well, because there are lessons to be learned in this. Especially if you are a teacher, whether you're a bilingual teacher or not. You could be a math teacher, it doesn't matter. But I know many teachers, you will have students in your classroom who are not fluent in English, or who may not speak English at all because they just came here from a different country that does not speak English. And how do we bridge that gap and help that child make friends? How do we bridge that gap and help that child participate in the classroom? How do we bridge that gap and help that child to see like the different ways that they can participate in the classroom, even without having words? Because believe it or not, you could have a voice in the classroom without necessarily have words. Because look at a lot of our students in my class, most of them are nonverbal, but they still have a voice in the classroom. So it's up to us as educators. And what I mean by educators, I mean teachers, I mean principals, I mean parents, I mean the guidance counselors, I mean the next door neighbor, the guardian, whomever you are. But you are that person that's going to help them bridge that gap. You are that person that's going to teach them. You are that person that's going to put it together to help them. And I know that so many of us, even you have people who do speak English. They just say people who come from Jamaica or Trinidad who sometimes have a very heavy accent, and even that is a problem in the classroom, But how do you help other children, to not make fun, of their, of the way that the other child speaks? How, this is a time where you have those discussions in the classroom, and it's not just fifth, sixth, seventh graders. You could start from like kindergarten. You could start from pre-K, because you need to teach those kids from earlier on about how to have that kind of conversation with their peers, how to help their peers, how to be patient with their peers. I cannot tell you how many times I've had parent-teacher conferences, and the parent doesn't really speak English, and what would have taken 15 minutes will take us 45 minutes. And that's okay by me. I don't, it does not matter to me, because however long it takes for us to have that conversation, then it's going to happen. So how much of that same patience do we need to have with our students who don't speak our languages? How much of that patience that we need to teach our students or our children to have with their peers, to have with their friends, the one in the classroom. It is challenging. I'm not going to say it's easy. It is challenging. But how much are you pushing for that? And I know let me go back on here. One of the main reasons that I make sure that I write this book is because I want the kids' voices to be heard. I want their voices to be heard, because this is why I wrote the book in the voices of the child, not just in general, but her voice, because I want her to be heard. I know there's so many people that actually look at the cover. They're like, that looks like you, and I'm like, nope, it's not me. But I want kids that look like this to know that yes, we see you, we know you here. We understand you. And I have some words in Creole on here because, we don't have a lot of Haitian Creole books for children. And we have a lot of Creole and Haitian Creole speaking students, but yet we don't have a lot of books, that are in Haitian Creole. So FYI, be on the lookout. I am actually getting the book translated to Haitian Creole. It's actually currently being done. So hopefully next 2 weeks it will be done, and I'll be able to, it will be able to be available for purchase. And also after that, then I'm going to translate it in Spanish. So there are many, I can't see you guys. I'm trying to see if I can see you guys posted. So there's many reasons why you guys can use this. So that's why I want to translate it in different languages, because if you have a dual language or even a bilingual class, you can actually have both the English and whichever language, whether Haitian Creole, Spanish, and I pray that I can get it done in more languages that are needed. Because Spanish, there's a lot of books in Spanish, but Haitian Creole, Hebrew, Russian, there's not as many of those as there are in Spanish. So I truly believe that we need to be able to provide. It's a need, and that we need to provide. I feel like I need it to, so I'm providing that because I know it is necessary. So I want you teachers out there. I want you educators out there, you parents out there, have those type of conversations with your kids. I don't know if you guys, for those of you who've already purchased the book, there is one of the parts in the book where in this area right here, where Georgette asks her mom, what does being lazy mean? And her mom just responded, this is what being lazy means. And what you guys don't realize, and actually I didn't realize it until after the book was published, was that the mom never asked her why she asked that. And I thought, because I know for me, that's kind of how it was growing up. So I kind of wrote it in that way. That's kind of how it was. And I realized a lot of parents, A lot of educators, we do that. If a child comes to us, there's certain topics when the child comes to us and asks, it's an automatic red flag. But there's some topic, if somebody said, what does being lazy mean? You know, we're not going to see it as a red flag. We're just going to be, oh, lazy means X, Y, Z. That's it. But what you guys don't realize is that sometimes there's more to a child's question than we realized. So therefore, you know, it's time for us to ask more questions. It's time for us to, you know, it doesn't have to be a, you know, a whole dialogue about everything under the sun, but, you know, something as simple as, you know, why did you ask that question? You could answer them, but then ask, why did you ask that question? Or what did you hear that from? Or whatever the case may be, because that is a way of having the kids open up. You need to know what's going on in their minds, what's going on in their hearts, because in the book, if the mom had asked, why did you ask? What is that? She would have known what was going on in the school. Like, okay, this is the challenges, this is the trauma, this is the difficulty that she's dealing with. Because for some kids, believe it or not, having been in a classroom like that is trauma. It's different depending on the child. There's some kids, it's like trauma. It traumatizes them. There's some kids, it's just a challenge that they need to get, you know, they need to go, it's a hurdle they need to jump over. For some children, it could be difficulties, but they'll kind of push through it. But you just never know what that would be. So therefore, you know, as parents, as educators, we have to educate our students, educate our kids about, you know, diversity, about, you know, acceptance, and being able to love and care, and being patient, and being open. You know, being open-minded is not just, because I know, you know, at that age, everything is me, what I like, what I want to do, how I want to do it, me, me. And we need to help our children to realize that they're not the only ones. And is that their opinions is not the only one that matter. Your language is not the only one it's not the only one's language is important. And that the way that we need to preserve the English language, we also need to preserve the Haitian Creole language. We also need to preserve the Hebrew language, the Spanish, the Italian, the Russian, whichever. We need to preserve all languages because there's a beauty in it. There's a beauty in being bilingual and being multilingual. There's a beauty in being able to speak a different language. So we need to be able to help our kids to understand that beauty, to be able to see, like, yes, you know what, that child doesn't speak the same language as you, but that child is learning. So we need to have that patience. We need to have that love. We need to have that care. So this is one of the reasons why I wrote it, because I want that bridge gapped. I want to have a bridge to bridge that gap that's there, so that it will not separate us even more, but find a way to kind of, make that a constant in the classroom, where no matter who comes in the class, guess what? We are going to learn to accept each other. Like when that new child comes, it's not like, oh, this is my friend, this is your friend, but hey, let's invite so-and-so to come and join us. We might not understand what so-and-so is saying, but body language speaks volume. You will be very surprised. I remember being 10 years old and wanting to be friends with some kids, and I would smile and they would turn around, and it was devastating to me because I've always been very friendly. I've always been very open-minded. And for those of you who know me, you know I can talk. So not being able to have that conversation, that dialogue was challenging, was very difficult for me. And just sitting there for hours on end was very, very difficult. There's a part in the book, in the second chapter of the book, that I wanted to read to you guys. I know there's a lot of people chatting in there. Thank you guys so much for participating. I see some people are saying it was hard for them as well. Thank you, Rosalind. I see your comment. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Damon. And thank you, Don. Thank you, Winston. Thank you guys so much for participating. So in the second chapter, I wanted to read you guys a part where she was in the cafeteria. And again, this is something that actually I know that has happened to me. So this was actually a great part. So I'm going to start reading in the bottom paragraph. It says, the cafeteria smelled and sounded very different than what I was used to at a lunchtime back in Haiti. It was loud, chaotic, and confusing. The children were laughing, going from table to table, and being playful with each other, and some even shouted things across the room to each other. Back in my country, each class was served family style on a picnic style table. We were able to have conversations. However, our voices were not supposed to exceed a certain level. We were not allowed to leave our tables unless it was to go to the restroom, or else we would get in trouble. It was the complete opposite here. I wish someone had prepared me for what to expect. I was hungry and nervous, but I simply did not have the words to ask what we were supposed to do about lunch. Therefore, I sat there and kept waiting. It seemed like forever before I saw a woman with an apron on and a net on her head walked out of the kitchen and called out, "Class 509, get in line." An entire table full of students got up and formed a line where the food was. By the second time that the lady came out, I realized that she was calling each table to get in line in order to get their food. I observed the kids once in line to see what they were doing so that I would know what to do when my table was called. When the lady with the apron looked at my table and said, "Class 510, your turn, get in line," I waited until most of my class lined up before I followed them. I was very nervous about eating the food because I had no idea how it was going to taste. Since arriving in the United States a little over a month ago, prior to starting school, my mom had only cooked food from my country. Therefore, I had not the opportunity to try any new foods yet. I hope that lunch tastes good. When it was my turn to get food, the lady behind the food counter asked me, "You want French fries, hon?" I did not understand what she was asking me, so I said yes, which was what the student before me had answered when the lady asked her the same question. The lady placed some long, fried, light brown food, what looked like cut up potatoes, and 5 circular fried dough-like pieces of food on my tray. As I made my way back to my seat in the corner, I smelled the food on my tray a little just to see if I could make out any of what it was. I hope no one saw me and thought I was being weird. After sitting down, I took a small bite just in case I didn't like them. I realized that I was right. The light brown food was potatoes. I later learned from one of my siblings that the circular fried dough looking food was called chicken nuggets. I had never seen chicken or potatoes served like that before, but I liked them. For the first few days, lunch was not bad. We had French fries, chicken nuggets, burgers, pizza, which I loved, and beef patties. However, on the 4th day, we were given something meaty and mushy that the lunch ladies placed between 2 pieces of bread called a sloppy joe. I did not like it at all. I saw some kids eating peanut butter sandwiches, but I did not know how to ask for that. Therefore, I did not eat lunch that day. Now, I read this part because I really wanted for you guys to have a sense. Because I remember a lot of our kids can go hungry, or they can miss out on opportunities, or they can feel left out because they have no clue what's going on. And around them, because they don't speak the language. And if they don't have a buddy, if they don't have someone to be able to direct them, then what's going to happen is that child, those children are going to come into the classroom being fearful every day. And there's a lot of students, yes, that they're very outgoing. It doesn't matter if kids are not, they're friends or they don't have the buddy, that they'll be fine. But majority of children doesn't work like that. They want to make friends. They want people to talk to them. They want to have the opportunity to talk to people. But unfortunately, it doesn't always work like that. So therefore, it is up to us as the educators to really push and push and push to really bridge that gap for the kids. So without further ado, I wanted to give a copy away of my book, a signed copy. So I wanted to ask a question, but I wasn't sure. So how many of you, the first person to actually put that in the chat will win the first copy. But thank you, son. Casa, that's true. Mommy's food was good. So the first person to put it in the chat. So I'm looking on the side because I want to see who has actually put it on there. But who can tell me in which part of Haiti that I am from? The first person who put it on there gets a signed copy. And by the way, my family you're not included. I'm trying to see who's the first person to reply. I can't see it. Because I've actually said it before. Oop, I can't see it. Okay, do me a favor because I really can't see. I see the loves and the likes, but I'm not seeing a lot of the comments. Oh, all right, lovely. I see you, lovely. All right, lovely. You have won a signed copy. I gotta put your name there. I gotta make sure I put the name. Lovely, you were the first one to put it on there, so thank you, lovely. And I gotta teach you how to write that, by the way. You're Haitian. You should know how to write that. No, Shakia. I'm not from Port-au-Prince. There you go. That's how you write it, lovely. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. So if you guys have any questions in regards to the book, please write it in the chat. Vanessa, not yet, but I will be working on the French because Vanessa asked, do I have it in French? Not yet, but I will be working on translating into French. Right now, it's in English. It's currently been translated in Haitian Creole, and also when that one goes live, then it will be translated in Spanish. Thank you for the question. We are family, Damon, by the way. If you guys have any questions, please, now's the time to ask me anything about the book. If you have not yet purchased the book, please head over to Amazon, and you will find it. You can look under my name. You can look under the title. You will find it on there as well. And also, if you've purchased the book and you have not put in a review, please do so. Go to Amazon, and definitely put in a review. That will be awesome. And I thank you guys so much for those of you who have put in reviews, and I've read all the reviews, or 18 of them. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I appreciate your honesties, and I know some people have personally contacted me and spoke to me about the book as well, and I thank you for that as well. If you guys have any more questions, please just put it on the chat. Even in Creole, lovely. That's not how you spell it in Creole. You will learn it. Thank you, Dee. So if you guys have any questions about the book, let me know. You can ask it on the chat. I'm actually looking to the right. Well, I might be looking at left, but I'm looking to the right because I am looking to see if anyone have any question in the chat. Okay. Yeah, because I know a lot of people have been saying how they can relate to the story, and it is very true. Again, even people who do speak English, who come from like the Caribbean islands, they do have a heavy accent, and many people, it's difficult. It's very challenging being in the classroom where you feel like you don't have a voice. So so that's a way for us to give our children voices. So this is the time. Like if you guys have any questions, I'm kind of keep looking sideways so I can look in the chat to make sure that I can see what's going on in the chat. But I think I had, who else? Oh, so I have some stuff coming up again besides the book translations. On October 4th, which is a Sunday at 11 a.m. I'm doing I did a radio show with Jay Mamie. And I will put in the information for that, for you guys to listen into the conversation. And you definitely hit up Jay, follow him on Instagram, follow him on LinkedIn. His name is Jay, J-A-Y, Mamie, M-A-Y-M-I. Definitely also hit up DG Self-Publishing. If you guys can put the link to your page in the chat as well, so people can see it. Let's see what else. And also next week I'm recording there's gonna be a podcast that will be coming out soon. Actually two. There's one that I already did that's already pre-recorded that should be coming out with Valerie, for those of you who know her. And there's also going to be a different one that I am recording, not this week but next week. That one I'm not sure when it's going to come out, but I will post it when it's coming out, so you guys will know as well. I'm trying to see if I have any more questions. Okay, anyone else have any question? Thank you. It definitely is. It is a blessing. And for me, I've learned that that blessing is something that I couldn't sit on. And trust me, being a self-published author is very, you come out of pocket a lot. And I'm like, you know what? It is what it is. The most important thing is that if the right people get to hear it and get to make the proper changes, that's all that matters to me. In the long run, yes, do I want to recoup? Yes, do I want to make money? Of course, who doesn't? But at the end of the day, what really matters is that this book can help change a child's life. Whether I know it or not, it doesn't really matter. The most important thing is that this actually gets in the right hands of the right teachers, educators, parents, homeschoolers, whomever it is, that they have the opportunity to be able to be like, hey, listen, let's have a conversation. Let's sit down and have a conversation. And especially in light of everything that's going on and, these days, and the injustices, the, brutality and whatnot, this could be a stepping stone to having those type of conversation. So the kids can learn, you know what, just because this child have a different color, just because this child have a different language, or this child came from a different country, doesn't make you better than them or them better than you. It's like, you know what, different is good. Sometimes different doesn't always have to be bad. Just because someone doesn't do something the same way that you do doesn't make that person any less than you or any more than you. Because you are who you are, they are who they are, and we need to be able to learn to be open-minded. And that way, sometimes it's because of us, because we're not open-minded, so it's harder for us to teach it. So a lot of the time is that we have to be able to see things the way we need to see it, so that then we'll be able to teach others. So therefore, I'm asking you guys, even if you don't purchase the book, have those type of conversations, because that's an important conversation. If you are an educator, have those type of conversation. Even if it's not, you don't use the book, it is what it is, but have those conversation. I want you guys to be able to be opened, to with your kids and help them, whether it is your own children or it is the children that you teach. Help those children, and the parents have those conversation. Hi, Shamira. Yes, you guys will be hearing from me soon for the layout. So, because it's actually, we're almost done with the translation, and at least the Haitian Creole translation, and and then we're gonna work on. It's easier for me to do for them to do the Haitian translation. At least that one I could read it and know what I'm reading. But the Spanish one will be a little harder. So I'm going to be using a lot of beta readers for that one, since I don't speak Spanish. But that's okay. But nonetheless, I want not just. It's not just for Haitian Haitian Creole speaking kids, but other children as well. It's for the kids who are from the Middle East, the kids who are from Asia, the kids who are all over the Caribbean, and who from Africa. No matter where they're from, the most important thing is being able to have those conversations. Thank you so much, Shawnee. I'm trying to see. Let me see. Yes, thank you guys. So again, I'm gonna stay here for a couple more minutes. If you guys have any questions or comments, please, write them in the chat, and I will definitely answer them. And and if you if you don't want to put in the chat, you could always send me a private message. That's fine too. I'll be able to answer those questions as well. And I hope, one day we'll be able, with all this coronavirus thing is done, that we can do something live and be able to do like a book signing and in person, because as it stands right now, it's just very challenging to do something like that now. So that's why I'm doing the virtual, book launch, because I know you guys have been seeing this book for a little while, and I know you guys have heard from me for like a long time. So, but nonetheless, thank you. Thank you guys so much for the support. I have gotten countless support from you guys. The kudos, the text messages, the the messages on Facebook. I love it when you guys purchase it and then you tag my page on there. Thank you. I love it. So keep doing that because I love seeing that. I love seeing how you guys are. Some people are telling me how they're utilizing the books. Some people are telling me what they're doing. And I appreciate that. I really, really do. Oh, definitely, Lisa. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Lisa. So it's definitely because I am really excited about the fact that so many people have been giving me feedback about how this is so much like their lives. Some people talk about how it's what their children are currently going through, because or some people people who have adopted kids from different countries. They're like, I don't know what to do because it's so challenging, so difficult. Conversations. Nothing happens overnight. Nothing happened. If we were all great, at having those conversations, this wouldn't even be an issue. This wouldn't be a problem. But it is difficult. Yes, Carlin, I will definitely have book signing, just not right now. Oh, definitely, Carlin. As far as sending them to Haiti, I'm waiting for me to for the Creole translation first before I can do that. Because I want to be able to have both the Creole and the English, because I wanted to be able to work in conjunction with each other, especially for the dual language classes. Dennis, he will love it. He would love it, lovely. Yes, yes. Again, thank you so much, guys. I appreciate the constant love and appreciation, the constant kudos I've been getting from you guys, and I know everyone. I have a friend of mine who just texted me right now. She's like, you better sign my book. Yes, Tina, I will be signing your book. So it has been a journey again. Like I said, it has been a journey for me. And thank you all for really being part of this journey. I wish that my parents were here to see this because I feel like they were one of the reasons why I pushed so hard for this. And I know there's so many people who have been lifting, the book up and lifting me up in the process and showing me how important that topic is. So I want you guys to share about it on your pages. When we end the live, I think it will also probably still be on here. I will post it so that you guys can share that as well. Share it on your pages. Let people know. Let other teachers know. I know for me, I'm kind of limited in a lot of ways because I can't really approach people within my because I'm a teacher. There's like a conflict of interest that goes on as well, so I have to be very careful about whom I contact, especially within a certain district of I cannot do it in my own school obviously, but certain district within my where I work. So but outside of the district I can. So you guys definitely post, share, please. If you have not put a review, as soon as we're done here, go and put on a review on Amazon. I know sometimes people have been telling me that Amazon will give them issue about putting reviews. Call them and be like, hey, I want to put a review. What do I need to do? So put on a review. I'm looking forward to read all your reviews. And I'm also looking forward to have conversation with you guys. And I will try definitely have more live sessions like this that we can actually conversate. I will definitely I'll call you, lovely. When I'm done, I'll call you. I'm trying to see any other questions. Okay. So thank you guys so much. We're going to end here. And also I'm going to look at the chat and I'm probably going to send another, I should do one more book signing, one more book giveaway. So anyone who actually shared the book launch information, and also follow me on Instagram and on Facebook. Put yourself on the chat. The first person who put on there gets to win this. Not you, lovely, because you win one already. But you have to follow me on Instagram, have shared about the book launch, and follow me on Facebook. So let me see it. The first person who put it on there gets to read another gets to win a signed copy. Thank you, Jay. Yes, Farah, you're absolutely right. Remote learning is going to be very challenging because I don't know if you know, I live in New York City, and as a teacher, we're supposed to be going back the 8th, which is next week, Tuesday, after Labor Day, and the students are coming back the 21st. So I know it's going to be very, very challenging. We did remote learning from March, and I actually taught summer school as well. So literally from March until August, it was not easy. And could you imagine some of our kids who do not speak English that have to go through that process? There's going to be a lot of catching up we have to do. When we're back in the class full time, there's going to be a lot of kids who want to catch up. So parents, if you're a teacher, please encourage parents to actually work with their kids at home as well as in the classroom. If you are a parent, work with your kids at home as well. Not just what the teachers are teaching them, but this is separate from that. Because trust me, I know it's hard. It's like, hey, I am not a teacher, trust me. Parents, you've been a teacher from day one. That child came out, you became a teacher. You were the first teacher that child knew, so you are a teacher. What you don't know, Google will tell you, and YouTube will tell you as well. So trust me, you guys do that, because trust me, I'll tell you, your kids will be a little bit behind if you don't do it. So push, and ask your teachers questions. Send them emails, whatever you need to do to make sure your child stays on top. So it would be up to you as a parent to advocate for your kids at this time, because it is definitely difficult for the teachers. I'll give you that. It's difficult for us because I will be one of those teachers who's going in. So I won't be teaching remotely. I'll actually be going in. But for those who are not going in, it will be challenging. So I'm asking you guys to push yourself to do so. Yes, Lisa, I am very big on that. The homeschool connection is very important. Whether you're doing it remotely or not, it is very, very important. I know for me, even when we did remotely, I had times where I had my kids come on together and had them say hi to each other. Like, say hi to so-and-so, say hi to so-and-so. Even though they were nonverbal, they can wave at each other. When they see each other, they smile when they see each other. But this is what I'm talking about, even, with the whole situation with my book, is that for us to be able to have the kids know, like, listen, you might not necessarily be in the same room, but that doesn't mean you can't conversate. That doesn't mean you cannot have that you cannot build that relationship. So definitely do that. Build a relationship with your teachers. Trust me, it's necessary, especially during these times, because your kids are going to need the help. No matter how smart your child is, they are going to need the help. So as parents, whether your child is going in or your child is going to be remote, provide that support. Provide that support to your child. Provide that support to your teacher. So thank you again, you guys. I didn't see anybody put things on there. Love you too, Jay. Because I want to see who actually posted, who shared my the launch live, and who followed me on Facebook and on Instagram. If it's you, just put me, and then I'll make sure you get a signed copy of my book. I will mail it to you. So I'm waiting to see who's gonna be the first one to write on there. Okay, I'm trying to see if there's a delay. Okay, let me see. I think what it is like a lot of you guys didn't share it on I think that's what it is. I remember. All right, let me see, because I can't really see. That's right, Carlin. You need to get on Instagram, girl. You need to get on Instagram. So since Carlin is the only one who's responding here, oh, Cassandra. All right, girl, then you will definitely get a signed copy. I will mail it to you, okay? But you have to send me a text message with the information. Oh, Simone, you were late, my friend. You were late. But you know what, Simone? I'm going to send you a signed copy anyway. I'm going to send you a sign because I was going to give away 3, so that will make it my 3rd one. So thank you guys so much for participating. I love all the comments. I love all the participation, and thank you for supporting me, and continue supporting each other through this time. Stay safe. I want you guys to continue being safe, and being, and being there for each other. We are our brothers and sisters keepers, through this whole process, and we are doing it together. So I want you guys to really find ways to support one another through this time. For those, if you know those people who don't speak English or who have a difficult time, provide that help, provide that support, because they need it. I hope that I wish that when I was younger, that my parents had that support. Unfortunately, they didn't. But I don't want parents who can get that support who don't. So therefore, if you know a family who needs it, provide that support. Trust me, it doesn't cost you anything to be kind and to be able to help. And at the same time, you are actually building a relationship and teaching your children as well. Whether it's your children, your grandchildren, nieces, nephews, your next door neighbors, it doesn't matter. The most important thing is that you showing them what you need to be, the one that is doing by example. You showing them by example. Be the example that you want your kids to be, because at the end of the day, kids don't listen to you, but they watch you. So therefore, be that example for them. So thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. And thank you for all the congrats. Thank you for all the support. And I will definitely do another live, because it was a lot of fun. I'm actually really hot, because that light is really hot. So thank you guys. I love you guys. Again, if you have not purchased this book, please head on over to Amazon and look for it and purchase it. If you have purchased the book, you have not added a review, as soon as we're done, please head over to Amazon and put out a review. I'm looking forward to reading all your reviews, and it will actually help me a lot as well. But once the Haitian Creole version is available, I will be posting it, so you guys will see that one. And once the Spanish version is available, I will also post about that as well. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for being here and for the support. Again, I will see you guys in my next one. Thank you guys. I see all the love that you guys are sharing. I appreciate it, and all the comments, okay? So until next time, thank you guys for participating. I will see you guys next time. Bye.